My God, bro. That boss fight was something. I do feel bad that I cheesed it, but at the same time, holy shit. My goodness gracious. We just know you wanted 69 deaths. I just couldn't let there be more deaths. Yeah, I mean, that was tough. I think it's a little unfortunate because I think a lot of the other Castlevania games, they kind of politely guide you into grinding or they kind of like nudge you into it. But this is the first time I think I've been in one where it was like a full-on, hey, you f***ed up. You dog shit. But I guess that's why they gave you the out. You beat the first phase of Dracula. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Buddy, you're not ready, go grind. That's basically what they're trying to say. Which, yeah, it's kind of cool in its own right because it gives you time to explore and do side quests. But I mean, personally, I prefer how, again, I feel like they really nailed the formula in Aria of Sorrows where they kind of were like, all right, we have figured out fun. You won't even have to worry about grinding because you're going to want to do it anyway naturally every time you see an enemy because you're going to want to find out what his shit is. I think the only frustrating part of this game is I didn't know which enemies were grindable and which weren't, which was kind of, I wish there was some kind of inclination of like, oh yeah, this enemy you can grind cards, this one you can't. In Aria of Sorrows, like, oh, every single enemy has something. It might not be good, but every enemy has something, so once you get it, you're good. It really does feel like they kind of figured out the formula in Aria of Sorrow, but there is one more Game Boy Advance game before Aria of Sorrow, because I have to play that one. It is Harmony of Dissonance. So I'm excited to play that one and see kind of what they kind of learned from this. Easily the worst part of this game is the story and protagonist. It's probably the weakest one we've had, and that's not saying a lot, because there's some pretty bad stories in Castlevania. You know, like the story generally is the weaker part of these games. It is a shame because I feel like for me to notice how noticeably absent a story is in a Castlevania game means you tried literally zero. It's non-canon. Yeah, poor Nathan. It's a shame because like in Aria, I forgot the name of the protagonist already, but he's kind of a dork. He's kind of a goofball and it's kind of fun because even though he's not the coolest, he's not Trevor, he's not any of these guys, he's got his own charms and his own dialogue is kind of fun. Whereas Poor Nathan, not only Soma. Nathan, unfortunately, is just a no one. There's nothing to even note of Nathan. Nathan doesn't do anything. Hugh doesn't know. We don't know anything. I don't give a fuck about the master. Why do I care if he got kidnapped? I don't know this guy. I just met him. It definitely felt like a particularly weak entry, but let's talk about what it does right. Music, fantastic, although weirdly absent in that one room. Music is fantastic, as always, in these Metroidvanias. It seems to be wonderful. The card mechanic is cool. I think it just suffers from kind of being in this clunky spot of having to go in the menu, having to change. Okay, let's go in the menu again. Let's change. Like it's like I don't want to play Final Fantasy. If I wanted the menu constantly, I would be doing Final Fantasy. I wish there was an easier way that they could have incorporated it. Maybe the D-pad or something. I'm trying to think. Game Boy Advance. I feel like there must have been an easier way to cycle through these cards. It's a really cool concept, but maybe just a little bit before its time. But and I think, you know, the Game Boy Advance, I mean, it's crazy to imagine that this came out with the Game Boy Advance, which is also nuts because that's impressive. Like the visuals look great. Like you'd think for a on-release Game Boy Advance game, it might look bad, but no, it looks good still. You're getting a lot of the Symphony of the Night charm in a smaller package, so it's great. And it does so many things right. And for a first entry onto the Game Boy, and the first of 6 they do handheld, I think it's great start. I think it's unfortunate, and it suffers from what a lot of long-standing games suffer from, where when there are so many entries in a franchise, it's hard to ever recommend a game like that to someone because you would almost always recommend Aria, you would almost always recommend Symphony of the Night. It's like this would be the 10th recommendation, to somebody who wanted to play it. So it's not that it's bad. It's just it would probably be forgotten in the main conversation of games. But I think it's really cool to see how they kind of tackled going forward with the Metroidvania style Castlevania. And I definitely think, again, Aria was like the peak for me of what I think this franchise maybe is. And Symphony of the Night, obviously, too, but trying to think of I think the map design is the best in Aria. At least so far what I've played, like how they laid out that space felt seamless. It's like every single place I went to felt natural and every backtracking felt welcomed and it was never too cumbersome. I think in this one, they're still doing a little bit of that Symphony of the Night where they're making you go back a little too far, too often. And it just kind of it's those 5-10 minutes where you're kind of looking at the screen, you're like, another hallway? Okay. You know, it doesn't feel good. And then that's when I start skipping because I'm like, I don't want to fucking go through hallway number 17 again because I don't like going back through this shit. So it makes sense. But it'll be exciting to see how they kind of get closer to the aria formula in Harmony of Dissonance when we play that. Again, the main objective of all of this is that I'm trying to make a video where we talk about every single Castlevania game and get it out right before the new Castlevania comes out. And I do want to play that one too because I'm very excited. It looks fun.